Hi, I'm Gary White, and this is Louisville Now. We are on Floyd Street, right between Oak Street and St. Catherine Street, and we're going to talk about the HEART program, which is a division of Office of Social Services. And I'm here with the director of HEART, Jon Pilbean. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks, Gary.
So HEART used to be Homeless Services, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little about HEART and the rebrand.
Sure. So we rebranded probably early summer, late spring. Really wanted to show exactly what our team was doing. Homeless Services was a great name, but really wasn't kind of telling everyone exactly what our missions are. So with our homeless engagement and assessment response team, kind of fully explains what we're doing. So our engagement team, we have an outreach team that's out Monday through Friday between 8 and 6. And on Saturdays, they work kind of a half day, around 8 to 1. But they're out really hitting the streets every day, going out and talking to folks that are panhandling out in the encampments. So that's where our engagement comes. They're constantly trying to engage in someone to go to our outreach service providers. Our assessment team is out, same, Monday through Friday, going out looking at the camps, trying to provide risk assessments for those camps and to provide safe and healthy streets for the community.
So there's lots of arteries that make the heart pump and work. And we're going to talk a little bit about them. One being risk assessment that you talked about. We have some people here with your outreach team. So going to talk to us about that. But we want to also mention that addressing housing insecurity and safe and healthy streets are two of Mayor Craig Greenberg's top priorities. And you actually, the reason we're here on Floyd Street doing this interview is this is where you kick off every day with your HEART team, correct?
It is. So our Safe and Healthy Streets team meets here Monday through Friday at 7:30. This is where we start. We kind of make our way north along 65. We're hitting kind of our high traffic areas, places we've already decommissioned. So there's no camping signs there, which means it's an immediate removal of someone that is sleeping or camping there. While we're out, we are trying to provide them outreach services. So we have an outreach team member that's with us providing services, but really trying to explain that you can't sleep here. This is somewhere that we have decommissioned, and there's other places that you can go with less risk.
So one of the first things is the risk assessment, right? And you're contacted by individuals, and we'll tell you how you can also reach the HEART team, let them know what's going on. But you do a risk assessment, whether it's an encampment, panhandler, various different situations, correct?
Right.
And what does that risk assessment entail?
Sure. So we've developed this risk assessment over the last 4 years. So what we do is we ask folks to call 311. You can do that through the app, through calling, email, right? Whatever you can do to get to 311. We also get them through, Metro Council offices. If we are talking with an individual and they get our business card, sometimes they'll just reach to us directly. So what we do is we'll put those in ourselves in the 311 app. So when we go out, we'll do the risk assessment. It's got around 89 questions that we have to answer. Some of them are automated, but some we're looking at different levels of how many folks are in the camp, what's the debris look like, what are other factors that may impact the community around that encampment. What do those look like? So after we do those, we talk with LMPD, Public Works, and we look at relocation of that encampment. So we do that in consultation with the mayor's office. And if there is a 21-day removal process, we'll work on that. If it's a decommissioned camp area already, we'll go try to notify the person that we're going to come through in the morning and then try to clean that camp.
And the purpose of the risk assessment, of all that HEART is doing, is to help keep the community safe for the individuals who are housing insecure, but also for the rest of the community. Is that correct?
Sure. It's for everyone, right? I mean, we have to keep the streets safe so that somebody can walk down the sidewalk that you and I are standing on today, right? I mean, everyone should have access to the sidewalk. So if we have somebody blocking it, we just ask them to move. If they'll move and get up and move along, that's great. We'll clean up any debris that's left behind, and that person can kind of go on their day.
So we're talking about risk assessment, and that's how it begins. Then you have the outreach that we're going to get a little deeper in with two of your staff that's here with us as well. But there are many other arteries that work within the HEART, correct?
Right, there are. So we have a landlord engagement specialist. That person goes out, tries to recruit landlords for us because we know that we're missing some housing, right? We know we need housing. So this person goes out, tries to recruit some landlords to work with us through the Bezos Foundation, which I'm sure Miranda will talk about. We've got a grant through them to help with our rapid rehousing division. So go through that. That person, once we get someone housed, will work with the tenants and the landlord if there's a disagreement to mediate that, try to get the person housed.
So how many individuals are working in Heart?
It's a great question. So we have, when I first started, we were down to about 8 individuals. I was the only one on the streets. I did the risk assessments, I did the outreach. Our team has grown through the Greenberg administration, through Metro Council support, and we're now a team of 17. So it's really grown. Everybody's on the streets every day because we have to go meet people where they're at.
Absolutely. And that's where the outreach comes in too. That we'll get more in-depth conversation about that very soon. But you're also providing services, for instance, like water when it was hot, right, for people?
So we recently purchased a water truck, and what that does is it has around 8 spigots. They're actually kegs of water that we can refill, and it serves 1,000 cups of 8-ounce water. So when those really hot days, we were able to take that vehicle out and help serve water, right? But it also helped us to make engagements with those folks on the streets, right? It's a great cup of water. It's refreshing when it's hot, but it's also a time for us to engage.
So the community is obviously wanting to have opportunities for helping. One you said was go to 311, let people know if you see a panhandler or if you see an encampment site, the best thing to do is let you all know so that your team can go there and help the individual. Is that correct?
That is. That's exactly what we want you to do, right? We want to help. So when those 311 reports come in, and you can check whether you want just an outreach response to that, or if you want our engagement, our risk assessment team to go out. So if it is an encampment, our risk assessment team will go out, do the risk assessment, and then they'll send outreach. So the outreach is going to go either way. So if it's just an outreach report, it goes to the outreach supervisor. They'll go out, do their assessment on the individual, see what their needs are.
But there are also other ways that people can help. And that's with a lot of the community partners that you partner with as well, correct?
Yes. So Wayside's a great partner for us, right? And everybody goes to volunteer Thanksgiving and Christmas weeks, but they also need help the other 50 weeks a year. Same thing with Franciscan. Every day they're serving food. So it'd be great if people can go to those places, Goodwill and others, to volunteer their time.
Yes, and there are food pantries throughout the city that can use help for these kind of services, for volunteering. Everybody, there's lots of ways to volunteer and help out with this need. How's the response been so far for Heart?
I think it's gone well. I mean, our team is growing. I think when we're showing folks that we're there to help, whether it's somebody that's in an encampment or it's just our outreach team going, it seems like the response is getting better. When people are now starting to see that our follow through is there.
And Heart is a new initiative for the city, correct?
It is. Well, we started probably about 4 years ago, but that rebrand was, like I said, back in the spring. So I think our team in their new apparel, their new work is showing that, that it's making them more visible and out there a little bit more.
Right. And as we did mention, there are many different elements to Heart, many different arteries that keep the heart pumping, keep it working. Right. We're going to get an opportunity to speak to 2 members from the outreach department with Heart. Stay with us here on Louisville Now. We'll be back with more.